Vale, frikis y frikeras, pues vamos a ver ahora este vídeo de GameSpot, como ya hicimos con a la hora de ver este tipo de, bueno, este vídeo concretamente de saber los datos más importantes o más relevantes, ¿no? Antes de jugar al Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, al menos la última vez que hicimos esto, a principios de este mes de febrero, pero ahora tenemos el mismo tipo de vídeo, pero en este caso con el Skull and Bones. En este caso, el próximo gran juego, gran lanzamiento de Ubisoft, en este caso de, bueno, de gestión y estrategia de navíos y, bueno, combate naval y bueno, pues bueno, gestión de tu propio, te creas un propio personaje y digamos que tienes que escalar dentro del mundo de la piratería, digamos, ¿no? Así que pues vamos a ver qué tal funciona el juego, pero tenemos este vídeo de GameSpot, como ya tuvimos con el Suicide Squad, de pues todo lo que tenemos que saber antes de jugar a lo que es el juego. Así que vamos a ver este vídeo en cuestión. Luego también tenemos el tráiler de lanzamiento, o sea que luego lo veremos, pero primero vamos con este vídeo de todo lo que tenemos que saber del Skull and Bones antes de jugarlo.
Well, it's finally time to sail the seven seas. Skull and Bones is actually finally releasing. After 6 years of delays, as the game has drastically changed in scope and scale in that time, there's a lot of information out there to pass through in order to understand what this title actually is and what you can do. So with that being said, here is everything to know about Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones takes place on the Indian Ocean during the 18th century, known as the Golden Age of Piracy. You assume the role of a pirate captain, and the game kicks off with the protagonist narrowly escaping the clutches of the East India Company, which is seeking to tighten its grip on the lucrative trade routes. The game's plot unfolds against the backdrop of a network of pirate factions, each vying for dominance in this lawless maritime realm. It will be your job to properly align and contest with the various cabals, rise through the ranks, and become the dominant pirate on the seas. There aren't any details on the game's narrative beyond that. It seems as if Skull and Bones' focus will be more on the story that you make for yourself with the title's various activities. Skull and Bones began development over a decade ago in 2013, around the time of the release of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Initially conceived as an expansion to that game, it eventually metamorphosed into an MMO spin-off codenamed Black Flag Infinite. The game is held by Ubisoft Singapore, originally a small support studio for other development teams at the company, but after leading the charge on the naval combat in AC4 Black Flag, wanted to expand that aspect into a full game. Skull and Bones has changed drastically over the years, initially taking place in the Caribbean, the setting of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Skull and Bones then changed location to Hyperborea, a fictional paradise that the ancient Greeks believed to exist in the most northern reaches of the world. Eventually, the region of the Indian Ocean was chosen. The game was initially meant to be a more historical look at piracy during that time period, like how Black Flag featured infamous pirates such as Blackbeard and Anne Bonny, but has since moved away from that, and the final experience will feature no pirates that actually existed. Skull and Bones was initially targeting a second half of 2018 release date, when it was revealed at E3 2017. The following year, it was delayed to 2019, and in that year to 2020. In October 2019, Yves Guillemot confirmed that the game was delayed yet again and wouldn't see a release until 2021 or 2022. In September 2020, according to developer Ubisoft Singapore, a quote, new vision had emerged for the title, and in May 2021, the window had been shifted again to 2022 and 2023. This new version scrapped a 5v5 arena mode that had been heavily featured up until that point in previous gameplay demonstrations, along with the single-player campaign, in order for the team to focus on the shared open-world aspect of the game. The first firm release date for Skull and Bones was November 8th, 2022. However, only 2 months prior, in September of that year, the release date was pushed to March 9th, 2023. That date was scrapped in January of last year, with a general 2023 to 2024 window given in its stead. It was at the most recent Game Awards that Skull and Bones' final release date, February 16th, 2024, was announced. According to IGN's recent Insider Stories piece, in which the site talked to leads at Ubisoft Singapore, the various delays since the revised version of the game came into being were due to having to include other studios as supports in development, which can slow down the process, along with the numerous bugs and problems that stem from iterating on top of previous versions of the game and trying to shape it into a new experience. Moving the game from previous generation consoles to the PS5 and Xbox Series systems also threw hurdles in the way of development as well.
Madre mía.
At the core of Skull and Bones is its naval combat system. The game offers various ship classes that you can collect and customize, ranging from less deadly but more swift vessels, to ones that are slower but with more firepower, and ones that are focused on healing other ships. Wind direction and ship speed, along with weather events like storms, will change how you need to navigate the waters. The game's map is 261 square miles, according to game director Ryan Bernard. That makes it nearly 2.5 times bigger than the map in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. While there's no land combat in Skull and Bones, players can have their pirate captain walk around outposts in order to purchase new gear, pick up bounties, and other activities. And while you can have your crew board an enemy ship to plunder its loot, this is an automatic process rather than an interactive one like in Black Flag. The various activities that players can take part in range from plundering outposts to targeting merchant vessels and hunting monstrous creatures that lurk in the depths. While the game is primarily one designed around cooperative multiplayer experiences, the game can be played solo, and there are opportunities to engage in combat with other players. As this is a live service game, Skull and Bones will receive periodic updates over time, with the team having already outlined the top level of each season of content in 2024. The 4 seasons are collectively known as the Rise of the Kingpins, and will feature new activities centered around a different pirate lord. Skull and Bones will release on February 16th for $60 on PC,
Mañana,
PS5,
pero bueno,
and
depende de
Xbox
cuando
Series
veáis el
X
vídeo.
and S.
17 de febrero.
Pre-ordering the game includes some cosmetics for your pirate captain. The game will have a premium edition for $90. This will unlock the game 3 days early, and will include additional cosmetics, missions, an art book and soundtrack, and a token to access the premium track of a single season's battle pass. The premium edition is also a part of Ubisoft Plus, which is an $18 a month subscription, available on both Xbox and PC via the Ubisoft Connect app. And that's everything you need to know about Skull and Bones. For more on this pirate adventure, check out our endgame gameplay we captured from a preview event, and keep an eye out for our review in the coming weeks, right here on GameSpot.
Bueno, pues ya hemos visto los datos más importantes, así, más principales, ¿no?, del juego antes de que se lance. Y bueno, vamos a ver qué tal sale, porque después de todo el desarrollo muy atropellado, hecho con todos los años de retraso que ha tenido, o sea, un montón de fallos. Primero, claro, con todo el cambio de concepto que tuvieron que hacer con el juego también, y luego la optimización del juego a consolas de actual generación. Pues a ver, ha habido muchas cosas, hay muchos apartados ahí que pues que les han costado, y de hecho lo que han dicho también aquí, ¿no? Que también han tenido que contar con otros estudios, con otras desarrolladoras para trabajar en apartados concretos del juego, ¿no?, y mejorarlos. Así que por eso también han ido lanzando que si betas cerradas, y ahí ya las últimas han sido, la última creo que ha sido ya abierta, o sea que al final la última siempre es abierta, pero ha tenido unas cuantas betas, unas cuantas versiones en las que pues han tenido que mejorar muchas cosas, y eso ha llevado a todos estos retrasos, ¿no? Así que pues después de todo este tiempo, pues espero que al menos dé un poco la talla, o sea que al menos que todos estos retrasos hayan servido para que el juego se haga en las condiciones más óptimas posibles, ¿no? Así que bueno, pues ya no sé realmente si han salido las valoraciones, los análisis del juego en sí, pero bueno, ya me iréis contando, tanto en el chat como en los comentarios, si vais a jugar a este Skull and Bones, y para que me dejéis vuestras impresiones sobre el juego y qué os está pareciendo, que realmente me interesa en este caso.